As the sun melts into the horizon, we step aboard a beautiful boat, waiting beneath the glowing Eiffel Tower. The Seine shimmers in hues of gold and rose, carrying the city's reflections like liquid light. Around us, Paris begins to slow, the laughter of cafes fades softly. The bridges turn to silhouettes, and the skyline glows under the tender embrace of twilight. This is the magic hour, when the city of lights truly comes alive. Join us on this sunset river cruise through the heart of Paris, where history drifts by on golden waters, romance lingers in every ripple, and the night awakens with timeless beauty. The Eiffel Tower rises before us, a masterpiece of iron and imagination. Its silhouette pierces the evening sky, catching the last golden rays of the Parisian sun. Few landmarks in the world carry such power. Few tell a story so deeply woven into the soul of a city. Designed by Gustave Eiffel, the tower was completed in 1889 for the Exposition Universelle, a world fair celebrating the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. It took over 2 years and 18,038 individual iron pieces to complete. More than 300 workers toiled day and night, assembling it with over 2.5 million rivets, without a single fatal accident, a rare achievement for its time. When it first rose above Paris, not everyone admired it. Many artists and writers called it an eyesore, a metal chimney that spoiled the city's beauty. Famous critics like Guy de Maupassant dined in the tower's restaurant simply because it was the only place in Paris where he didn't have to look at it. But time has a way of changing opinions. What was once mocked became the most beloved symbol of France. The tower stands 324 meters tall, including its antennas. For 41 years, it was the tallest structure in the world, until the Chrysler Building rose in New York in 1930. It sways gently with the wind, up to 7 centimeters, and expands in summer heat by nearly 15 centimeters. Yet its grace never falters. Every curve, every beam was crafted for both strength and elegance. During its construction, Gustave Eiffel insisted that the tower be more than a showpiece. He envisioned it as a platform for science. He installed laboratories for meteorology, aerodynamics, and radio transmission. In 1914, the tower's radio transmitters even helped the French army intercept German communications, a small act that changed the course of war. At sunset, the Eiffel Tower transforms. Its iron glows amber and bronze, then deepens to copper as the light fades. When night falls, 20,000 sparkling bulbs awaken, dancing like fireflies against the Parisian sky. The first illumination was introduced in 1985, and since then, every evening at dusk, the tower sparkles for 5 minutes each hour, enchanting millions of onlookers. From the top, the whole of Paris stretches in every direction. The Seine glides below like a silver ribbon. Notre Dame stands proud in the distance. Montmartre and Sacré-Cœur crown the northern skyline. At night, the city becomes a sea of light, a living painting of romance, art, and memory. But perhaps the most beautiful view is from below. Standing on the deck of the riverboat, we see its reflection ripple across the Seine. The tower seems alive, breathing, glowing, shimmering. Its iron lacework mirrors the soul of Paris itself, strong, elegant, eternal. Every rivet, every beam, every sparkle tells a story of courage, of vision, of art meeting engineering in perfect harmony. It is more than a monument. It is the heartbeat of Paris. As our boat glides onward, the Eiffel Tower remains behind us, yet it never leaves our sight. It lingers in the water's reflection. It follows us in the glow of the skyline. It reminds us that even in a world of change, some beauty is timeless. The boat glides gently past the right bank, where the Palais Bourbon stands proudly in the warm glow of sunset. Its neoclassical facade faces the Seine, its columns bathed in amber light. Built in the early 18th century for the Duchess of Bourbon, the daughter of Louis, it was once a private mansion surrounded by gardens stretching to the river's edge. The Duchess was known for her lavish soirees, where nobles and poets gathered under candlelight to to exchange ideas and stories of the royal court. As the centuries turned, the palace became the home of France's National Assembly. Here, debates shaped the nation's future. Revolutions echoed through its halls, and laws were written that defined modern France. Few know that parts of its interior were designed to mirror the grandeur of the Palace of Versailles, blending royal elegance with republican ideals. At sunset, the Palais Bourbon transforms. Its facade glows like honeyed marble. Reflections ripple across the Seine, perfectly mirroring its symmetry and grace. From the boat, the columns appear to float above the water, their reflections shimmering like golden threads in the river's current. Across the bridge stands the Place de la Concorde, once the site of the guillotine during the French Revolution. From the Palais Bourbon, members of Parliament once looked across at that square, a constant reminder of the delicate balance between power and people. This view, unchanged for centuries, carries the weight of history. The whispers of revolution and the promise of liberty drift on the evening air. The sun dips lower over the Seine. The water glows with ripples of rose and gold. Ahead, a graceful bridge comes into view, light, elegant, almost floating above the water. This is the Pont des Arts, a bridge that has carried not only footsteps, but centuries of love, art, and memory. Built between 1802 and 1804, the Pont des Arts was the first metal bridge in Paris, commissioned by Napoleon Bonaparte. It was designed by engineers Louis-Alexandre de Cessart and Jacques Dillon. Their vision was revolutionary. They imagined a bridge as delicate as lace, linking the Louvre Palace on the right bank with the Institut de France on the left. It was meant not only for crossing, but for strolling, dreaming, and admiring the beauty of Paris itself. In its earliest days, Parisians treated the Pont des Arts like an open-air garden. Flower boxes lined its railings. Benches invited couples, poets, and painters to linger above the river. Artists gathered here to sketch the skyline, the Louvre's facade, the towers of Notre Dame, and the domes glowing in the evening light. Even then, it was a bridge of inspiration. But time and the river are patient sculptors. In 1979, several of its arches collapsed after a barge accident. The bridge was rebuilt 10 years later, carefully preserving its original design, while strengthening it with modern engineering. Today, it stands as a delicate balance of history and renewal, a perfect symbol of Paris itself. And then came the era of the locks. In the early 2000s, lovers began fastening padlocks to its railings, tiny declarations of eternal love. They tossed the keys into the Seine, letting their promises drift into the water below. Within a decade, over 1 million locks adorned the bridge. Their combined weight exceeded 45 tons, bending the metal railings under their burden. Eventually, for safety, the locks were removed. But even without them, the bridge remains a place of devotion, a silent witness to countless whispered vows and stolen glances. As the sun sets, the Pont des Arts becomes something ethereal. The iron railings cast long shadows across the river. The golden light brushes the Louvre's facade, and the reflection shimmers beneath the arches like liquid glass. Street musicians begin to play, the soft strum of a guitar, the distant hum of an accordion. The air carries the scent of warm bread, perfume, and the faint sweetness of blooming chestnut trees. Looking toward the Institut de France, its dome gleams softly under the fading sun. Inside, the Académie Française continues its centuries-old mission to preserve the French language. It is said that from this bridge, scholars once crossed to the Louvre to study, to paint, to dream. The Pont des Arts connected minds as much as it did hearts. At twilight, the bridge becomes a canvas for reflections. Every light, every star, every passing cloud dances upon the Seine. Couples stand hand in hand, cameras forgotten, simply watching Paris exhale. The river flows gently beneath them, carrying echoes of love letters, footsteps, and laughter. Some say that if you whisper a wish here, the river carries it to the heart of Paris, and someday, it finds its way back to you. As our boat glides under its graceful arches, the Pont des Arts glows above us, timeless, fragile, eternal. It is not just a bridge, it is a memory suspended over water. a meeting of souls between the past and the present, a reminder that in Paris, even iron and stone know how to love. The river widens. Golden reflections ripple across the surface as we drift past a vast, regal facade rising along the right bank. This is the Louvre Museum, the heart of French art, the soul of centuries of history, and the largest museum in the world. It began not as a museum, but as a fortress. In 1190, King Philip II Augustus ordered its construction to defend Paris from Viking invasions along the Seine. The foundations of that medieval stronghold still rest beneath the courtyard, ancient stones hidden beneath layers of grandeur. Over time, the fortress evolved. It became a royal palace, a stage where French kings, queens, and empires rose and fell. In the 16th century, King Francis I transformed the medieval structure into a Renaissance masterpiece. He brought artists from Italy, and among them, Leonardo da Vinci. When Leonardo died in France in 1519, Francis acquired his most mysterious painting, the Mona Lisa. Centuries later, her enigmatic smile would become the most recognized face on Earth. The Louvre grew with every dynasty. Catherine de' Medici added the Tuileries Palace and gardens. Louis XIV, the Sun King, filled the halls with art and light, before moving his court to Versailles. When he left, artists remained, painting and sculpting in the abandoned palace rooms. By the time of the French Revolution, the people of France declared that the nation's treasures should belong to all. In 1793, the Louvre opened as a public museum, a temple of art for the world. Today, its collection spans over 9,000 years of human history. More than 35,000 works of art are displayed, from ancient Mesopotamian relics to the masterpieces of the Renaissance. The winged Victory of Samothrace greets visitors atop a marble staircase. The Venus de Milo stands in eternal grace, her beauty untouched by time. And the Mona Lisa, small yet magnetic, draws millions of visitors each year. She sits behind bulletproof glass, protected from touch, but never from wonder. Above it all rises the glass pyramid, designed by I.M. Pei in 1989. The Louvre's scale is astonishing. It would take over 200 days to see every artwork if you spent just 30 seconds on each. Beneath its courtyards lie miles of corridors, hidden workshops, and storage rooms filled with unexhibited treasures. Isle de la Cité rises before us, the cradle of Paris itself. Notre Dame Cathedral towers above the river. Begun in 1163, under Bishop Maurice de Sully, its Gothic spires and flying buttresses were architectural marvels of the Middle Ages. The cathedral has witnessed coronations, revolutionary fervor, fires and restorations, standing as a sentinel over the city for nearly 9 centuries. Legends tell of hidden gargoyles that come alive in the moonlight, watching over the Seine and guarding the city. Pont Neuf glimmers as we approach, the oldest standing bridge in Paris. Construction began in 1578 under Henry III and finished in 1607 under Henry IV. It was the first bridge designed with sidewalks, offering safety to pedestrians, and became a bustling social space filled with street performers, merchants, and poets. In its early years, it hosted masked balls, markets, and political debates, the heart of public life on the river. The stone arches, worn smooth by centuries of water and footsteps, reflect in the Seine like silver ribbons. The conciergerie stands nearby, a former royal palace turned revolutionary prison. Marie Antoinette was imprisoned here before her execution. Her ghost whispered in countless legends throughout the centuries. The walls bear scars of history, from royal decrees to revolutionary fervor, each stone a silent witness to Paris transformations. We drift slowly, gliding beneath each bridge, passing arches engraved with names of engineers, architects, and artisans long forgotten by most. Every ripple on the river mirrors centuries of life. Medieval merchants, revolutionaries, artists, and lovers who walked these streets before us. The Seine is a living memory, a mirror of Paris' heart, reflecting the city's art, history, and romance in every shimmering wave. The sun continues its descent, the sky deepening to violet and indigo. Notre Dame stands silhouetted against the twilight, its spires like silent sentinels over the river. Pont Neuf's arches glow softly, and the Conciergeries towers cast long reflections on the water. We linger in this moment, letting the golden light fade into evening, letting the city whisper its stories into our hearts. Every bridge, every facade, every stone and reflection becomes part of our memory of Paris, a tapestry of time, beauty, and human endeavor. As night slowly falls, the first twinkling lights appear along the quays, reflecting in the Seine like scattered diamonds. The boat glides on, carrying us through centuries of history, legend, and romance. As the city transitions from sunset to night, timeless, magical, and eternal. Quays and bridges were engineered with care, some of the first in Paris to feature reinforced stone foundations to withstand the Seine's occasional floods. The fountains, like the Fontaine Saint-Louis, were among the first public fountains in Paris, providing water to residents who once relied on wells and aqueducts. Cobblestone streets whisper the stories of centuries. Aristocrats once promenaded along these quays, their carriages clattering softly over the stones. Hidden courtyards behind unassuming facades once hosted lavish soirees, intimate music recitals, and secret literary salons. Today, small shops, galleries, and cafes continue this legacy of culture, art, and quiet elegance. Across the river, the Marais district emerges, one of Paris' oldest and most historic neighborhoods. Built on former marshland, it became a hub for nobility during the Renaissance. The hotels particuliers, private mansions with grand courtyards, stand proudly, adorned with intricate stonework, wrought iron balconies, and carved reliefs. Hidden doorways and narrow passages tell the tales of merchants, nobles, and artists who shaped Paris over centuries. The Marais is also the historic heart of Paris' Jewish community. Synagogues, bakeries, and cultural centers stand alongside Renaissance architecture, a testament to resilience, tradition, and creativity. In the 17th and 18th centuries, Jewish families contributed significantly to the intellectual and economic life of the city, their history intertwined with the Marais' evolution. Pont Marie, spanning the Seine here, was built in 1635 by engineer Christophe Marie. It survived multiple floods that destroyed many riverside structures in Paris. Legends say that during its earliest years, boatmen would stop beneath its arches to sing or share stories, and that some arches were designed with secret chambers for storing goods and treasures. The Seine's water reflects the last rays of sunset, transforming the river into a molten ribbon of gold, pink, and violet. We glide past narrow alleys where history whispers in every corner. Cafes glow softly. Musicians play gentle tunes on the quays, and the aroma of freshly baked bread mingles with the cool evening air. Street lamps begin to flicker on, casting delicate shadows across the facades, creating a magical interplay of light and reflection. Along the Marais, remnants of medieval marketplaces remain, tucked into hidden courtyards and cobbled lanes. Artisans and merchants once traded silk, spices, and fine jewelry here, their legacies preserved in the architecture. The quiet elegance of the district at sunset invites reflection, letting the mind wander through centuries of Parisian life. The boat slows, drifting beneath Pont Saint-Louis, connecting Isle Saint-Louis to Isle de la Cité. Legends tell of lovers and poets meeting under its arches, inspired by the soft glow of the Seine at sunset. The reflections of lanterns, buildings, and passing boats shimmer across the water, like a painting in motion. We continue past the islands, catching glimpses of private gardens, hidden stairways, and elegant quays that few visitors notice. The city hums gently in the background, distant conversations, soft music, the quiet movement of life along the riverbanks. Every ripple, every shimmer of light on the water carries echoes of centuries, of festivals, parades, and quiet moments in history. As night approaches, the quays and bridges illuminate softly. Isle St. Louis glows with an intimate, warm light, while the Marais reflect centuries of culture, resilience, and art. The sky deepens to warm shades of amber and violet as we glide toward the right bank. The quays are alive with reflections of street lamps, the Seine rippling gently beneath the boat. Elegant mansions and palaces line the river, their facades glowing softly in the evening light. These quays once hosted bustling markets, aristocratic promenades, and the hum of Parisian life across centuries. Pont Royal comes into view, one of Paris' oldest bridges, completed in 1689 under Louis XVI. Its stone arches have borne the weight of horse-drawn carriages, pedestrians, and artists carrying canvases inspired by the Seine. Royal processions and public festivities once crossed this bridge, leaving echoes of grandeur along the water. During the French Revolution, it became a silent witness to the upheaval and transformation of Paris. Bridging both sides of history, we drift along Quai du Louvre, the heart of Paris' cultural and architectural heritage. Once a site of commerce and royal events, the quays were lined with warehouses, markets, and artisan workshops. Today, cafes, galleries, and small shops continue the tradition of culture and commerce, blending past and present. Small plaques mark historic flood levels and commemorate engineers, architects, and artisans whose work shaped the riverbanks. Place Dauphine appears ahead, a hidden gem of the right bank. Founded by Henry IV in 1607, this triangular square is flanked by elegant townhouses and adorned with cobblestones worn smooth by centuries of footsteps. Legends tell of secret literary salons held in its quiet courtyards, where writers, philosophers, and revolutionaries whispered ideas that would change France forever. Even today, the terraces and fountains invite quiet contemplation, offering a glimpse into Parisian life that spans centuries. The boat glides past Pont Neuf once again, the oldest standing bridge in the city. Its arches shimmer in the soft evening light, reflections dancing on the water like liquid silver. Pont Neuf has seen merchants, street performers, royal parades, and revolutionaries. Its sidewalks, innovative when first constructed, allowed pedestrians to navigate safely while witnessing the vibrancy of Paris along the Seine. The Louvre stretches along the riverbank, its glass pyramid glowing as night begins to fall. The palace's walls, once a fortress, now house countless masterpieces, reflecting centuries of art, culture, and human endeavor. As the evening deepens, the reflections of windows, arches, and lanterns create a living mosaic on the Seine, each ripple telling a story of Paris' evolution. Street lamps flicker on across the quays, casting delicate golden light on facades and cobblestones. We pass quiet alleys and hidden courtyards, remnants of Paris' medieval past, where merchants, nobility, and artists once walked. The soft hum of evening conversations, distant music, and footsteps blends with the gentle lapping of water against the boat, creating a symphony of life along the river. Along the right bank, the sense of history is palpable. Every building, every arch, every reflection carries centuries of stories. From royal ceremonies to secret romances, from artistic inspiration to revolutionary fervor, the city seems alive in the twilight, its heartbeat mirrored in the shimmering Seine. As night fully approaches, the quays and bridges glow with lanterns and streetlights, their reflections stretching long across the water. Place Dauphine and the surrounding architecture exude a quiet elegance, a timeless reminder of Paris history and culture. We drift slowly along the right bank, savoring the serenity, the beauty, and the stories that continue to live along the river. Every bridge, every facade, every ripple in the Seine is a memory of centuries, a reflection of a city that has survived, thrived, and inspired for generations. The evening air carries the soft scent of river water, cafe pastries, and night-blooming flowers along the quays. We glide past each landmark slowly, letting the city's magic unfold, allowing history, legend, and romance to mingle with the serene beauty of the Seine at night. The Seine glimmers like molten glass. As the boat approaches Pont Alexandre III once more, the gilded sculptures sparkle softly, catching the starlight. The Grand Palais and Petit Palais glow in the distance, monuments to creativity, culture, and human endeavor. The air carries the scent of evening, river water, coffee, pastries, night-blooming flowers, mingling with the soft music of distant street performers. We glide beneath bridges, past hidden corners, and secret gardens illuminated by lanterns. Each reflection, each shimmer on the water, holds a story of art, revolution, love, and life. The Eiffel Tower sparkles ahead, thousands of lights twinkling in perfect harmony. The Seine mirrors the tower's glow, stretching long ribbons of gold across the river. We pause, letting the beauty and magic of the city sink in. The river, the bridges, and the glowing architecture wrap around us, a living memory of centuries. Every ripple carries whispers of history, every shadow a story, every reflection a dream. The boat approaches the final dock, beneath the Eiffel Tower. Its sparkling lights shine brighter, mirrored perfectly in the Seine. The city exhales softly, its heart reflected in the water, carrying memories, dreams, and the essence of Paris onward. We step off the boat, hearts full, spirits lifted, carrying the magic of the city into our own lives. The Seine flows endlessly, shimmering with reflections, legends, and memories. Paris at night is timeless, elegant, alive, and eternal. Even as we leave the river behind, the city whispers softly of art, love, history, and life. The lights of the Eiffel Tower twinkle once more, and the memory of this sunset cruise remains, luminous, infinite, and unforgettable. The night embraces the city. The Seine flows steadily, and Paris continues its story. We carry a piece of the city's soul, a connection to centuries of life, art, and romance, forever etched in our hearts.